I guess I became a lure maker because I like lures. In fact, I like lots of lures. Now, of course, you can only troll 5 of them at a time, perhaps 6 at times, or if it's rough, only 4. How do you choose which lures you're going to run? Fortunately, I've been doing it a long time and I've been able to get a lot of statistics, and a lot of what I recommend is based on those statistics and based on my own personal experiences. Now, with the Pakula system, a lot of it is really quite simple. When you troll lures, you're actually trolling a pattern of lures, and the only reason you're trolling the lures in a certain position is so that when you turn your boat, you don't tangle your lures. Realistically, anywhere behind your boat, the fish will find the lures. Now, the positions have got traditional names. For example, the short corner, the short rigger, the long corner, the long rigger, the shotgun, and the centre. Now, with this many lures, how do we know which lures go where? Well, with the Pakula system, it's pretty simple. The shorter heads go in the short positions. For example, this is a short-headed lure. It goes in the short corner position and the short rigger position. Okay. For the longer positions, which is the long corner lure, we use, in proportion, a much longer head, such as this. On the long rigger position, we use a long head as well. And on the shotgun position, depending on the angle of the line coming to the water, you can use a variety of lures, but generally it's pretty much the same as the long rigger position, or perhaps a slightly longer head such as this. Because of the angles, you can also use this one as the centre lure, and quite often also as the long corner lure. Okay, the next problem is which colour to use. Now, with Pakula lures, there are actually different sorts of colours. There are colours that you see in normal daylight, and we've got luminous colours that glow in the dark. And we also have in every one of our lures an ultraviolet brightener that will brighten the lures in darker conditions. Once again, because of the statistics that we gather, we actually have pretty good and reliable information onto which colours work best, and not only that, which colours work best in certain positions. For example, this lure is a short corner lure. It's actually called a mouse. The colour is frigate, and that works best in the short corner position. The next position is the long corner, and we've found with the statistics that blues work best in the long corner position. For example, this is a small sprocket. Colour is called Evil Angel. As we get into the larger lures, this is a much longer head, and that's a deadly lure. That's called the Smoking Joe. Once again, this is great for the long corner position. Okay. Now, for the short rigger position, we also have one of the rounder heads, and the colours that we find best for that are the purples. There are lots of different purple colours. For example, this one is called Violetta. Once again, this is in a mouse, and we also have a very good purple. This one is called Fuzz. Once again, both of those work really good in the short rigger position. This little lure is called a Mosquito. Okay. On the long rigger position, by far, in fact, one of the most famous lures on the planet. It's one, it's been in the top 10 marlin lures in Marlin magazine twice. In fact, it's one of the only lures to do so. This is the Pakula Lumo Sprocket. We've found that green, especially a Lumo green, works best in the long rigger position. We've just brought out a new version of that. Even I'm quite sick of looking at the same lures in the pattern after 20 odd years. And this is quite a revolutionary colour. It's called Illusion. It's actually another Lumo colour, and although it looks like it's blue over green, it's actually luminescent green over luminescent blue. And over the last year since it came out, this lure has caught an incredible number of fish. Okay, now in the shotgun position, a number of colours work well, including the colours that work well on the long rigger and the long corner, such as the Lumos, the blues and silvers, and also some of the mixed colours, such as this one, which is called Gold Yakka. There are other colours that are local favourites. For example, this colour Toro. isn't spoken about very often at all. It's a very popular colour in Mexico, but even in Australia last year, a number of tournaments were won on this colour, and a whole bunch of people got their first marlin on this colour, but it's not a colour that people talk about a great deal, but it's certainly worth using. And strangely enough, most of the fish were caught running this lure on the shotgun. Now, with all of this, understand that we've never interviewed a marlin. We really don't know what a marlin likes, but the statistics over years and the design feature of the lures certainly give us a better idea of what to use when. Now, when you're storing lures, of course, we can use lure bags. And these are great for long-term storage for lots of lures. I think I've got about probably 60 or 70 lures in that one lure bag. But it's pretty impractical to keep that out all day. So we make our lure choices based on a number of situations, and we keep them in trays. Now, line class is relevant, very relevant. For example, a lot of people think that this is a light tackle lure. It's not necessarily a light tackle lure at all. You can actually run very small lures on very heavy tackle. They certainly do run better on light tackle, but there's nothing stopping you running small lures on heavy tackle.